Thank you, Mr. Bailey, for joining us. We appreciate it. We promise this is going to be a holds barred interview, not a no holds barred. It's a holds barred because I'm voting for you. I don't know if Tim's voting for Tim. I hate to put you on the spot. Are you voting for Mr. Bailey? Are you voting for
him? Sure. I don't live in Illinois, but
okay.
I don't think that matters anymore, does it?
It looked like Illinois behind you right now. I thought that was downstate, but what do I know?
Yeah, I thought it was down in our area.
Okay, Mr. Bailey, here's my question. Latest poll, WGN Emerson poll, they had you down 15 just a couple of weeks ago. Now you're down 9. I mean, if there were a Trafalgar poll, which I guess there isn't, and by the time Pritzker lets all the criminals out on January 1st, I think you'd have a shot at winning this. What's your view?
My view is we are winning. If you take back about 4 months ago to the primary days, you'll see the exact same trend. I mean, the day of primary, we were being told, polls were showing that I might even come in third place. And we took a 6-way race by 60% almost. So I'm out and about every day. I was on the red line at Belmont Monday and at Fullerton this morning at 6 o'clock. And I'm telling you what, people are fed up. And if you know those areas, those are the hot spots. Those are the areas where, the Tommy Hansen, the congressman that took me there, he said, Darren, I don't know what to expect because it's pretty hostile here. And I am telling you what, people are ready for change.
Next time, if you ever go to the L stops again, just go Belmont, change for the Ravenswood. They'll think you're a Chicagoan. Oh, yeah. At least from Chicagoan circa 1973. All right,
you were on the red line? Were you packing?
I'm telling you, it's awesome. I'm fearless. I'm not afraid of anything. People are good. You got to fall in love with the people. Every time of night we're out there with people and they see our vehicle, they're coming up and they're frustrated, they're scared, they're concerned about their futures, and as they should be. People are ready for change. It's pretty amazing, and they're always amazed because they make comments that we've never seen a candidate, a governor, anybody out here. So people know.
I've seen a lot of comments on the red line that I've never seen before.
Right. Tim, here's the thing. I don't know if you even have standing to ask a question since you're out of state, but since Dan Proft is running a super PAC and he's a Florida resident, outside agitator, he's my former radio partner, future Governor Bailey. Go ahead and ask a question to Mr. Bailey.
No. If elected, do you plan to move to Springfield? I can't remember the last time a governor actually lived in the governor's mansion.
No, you're exactly right. So, no, that will be our residence, and all of Illinois will be welcome at Springfield. My wife is an amazing host. We look forward to reviving and bringing life back to Springfield. There is no doubt about that. Springfield will be a powerful.
All right. I'm going to interrupt the governor's answer, the future governor's answer right now. I mean, yada, yada, yada. We don't have that much time with you. All right. Again, referring back to Dan Proft and that PAC and all their commercials, and it's hard for me to tell which is yours and which is the PAC's commercials. And I think they've done a great job, emphasizing crime. And I'm surprised you even went to the Belmont L stop, given some of the commercials I've seen. And there's no question that that's a big issue. But Pritzker's pandemic measures kept kids out of school for so long. We just had the report today. I'm sure, they're going to try and spin it and saying, no, everything's great. But Youngkin won in Virginia. Beat McAuliffe because parents were outraged. I think that Whitmer and the Minnesota guy are flat out lying to the voters about how many days the kids miss school. Are you going to emphasize through your ads or your campaigning or whatever, just how much damage students took over the last couple of years?
Well, parents know that. They are aware of that. They're living with that. They watched 2 years disappear. And they're very frustrated about that. But right now, I want to tell you what, people are leaving this state because of crime and high taxes, and businesses are not coming into this state because of crime. Everyone is fearful of that. So yeah, there's so much safety, high taxes, failed education, and the fact that this governor continues to roll out these executive orders and mandates. I mean, it's tyrannous is what it is. And I'm calling it out for that. But I'm telling you what, people are aware of that. You remember I sued him in July in 2020 and won that lawsuit. The only person in the state to stand up and to push back against him. So parents remember that.
All right.
The governor rolls a lot.
All right. I got a trick question for you. Let's see if you can handle this one. Okay, so you got to eliminate the Safety Act because it allows criminals on the street who victimize the innocent. What if we eliminated I can't believe I'm saying this, the AR-15 because it gets into the hands of deranged teens who kill school children? I mean, does anybody really need an AR-15? Wouldn't a 22 in the house?
Well, what if we obeyed and followed the actual laws that we have in place? The Firearm Restraining Safety Act, which Governor Pritzker passed, should prevent all of that. The Highland Park shooting should never have happened.
How would the Highland Park shooting not have happened?
Because all the things were in place. That young man, every step of the way, if the law was followed, if people knew about the law, family, community, church, school, law enforcement.
Yeah, that's the problem. If I had some ham, I'd have a sandwich. If I had some bread, I mean, that's the problem with these things. And, we could blame the mental health system, everything like that. And I realize it's even a Band-Aid solution. And and Lord knows, I mean, there's 20 million AR-15 owners in the United States, but there's about 8 kids a year who wreak havoc. And of course, there's all kinds of problems as a result of that. When I was going to school, and I'm older than you, Governor, future governor.
AR-15 out of their hands.
No, when I was, we didn't have even the school doors locked, and now there are so many safety measures. People live in terror. The July 4th is never going to be the same to the people of Highland Park and in the area. I mean, there are consequences to this, and couldn't we in any way curb the sale or make sure that the AR-15s don't get into the hands of teenagers and 20-year-olds?
Well, what we can do is make sure that we prioritize our mental health spending. So
not good. I'm sorry. Not a good answer.
We could also close, Bruce, we could also
problem.
Close the Indiana border. That might
Sure.
Well, the Firearm Restraining Act would prevent that if that was obeyed. If people knew where to go to get help, every one of these people, you've seen the backstory. Every one of them, you scratch your head and
I understand, but like I say, I agree with you. I mean, you're preaching to the choir on that. All right, let me ask you this: do you believe the 2020 election was stolen?
I believe the constitutional process was followed, and here's the deal. Here's the deal.
Okay.
People have lost faith in the election system.
Okay.
It's true, and we are doing at the end of the day, at the end of this election, I'm going to feel confident that I did everything possible to make sure that the integrity was followed, because we're training poll watchers and election judges and putting them out there.
Okay.
Nobody showed up to help out in 2020, or if they did, they weren't properly equipped to monitor the system. So
it doesn't sound too Trumpian to me. I'm going to take. Look, I'm Jews for Bailey, here, so no problem with me. All right, here's the abortion question. I mean, they're all. They don't want to run on the economy. They can't because of inflation. So they're running on. I mean, Tammy Duckworth is running on her heroism as in the war and on abortion. That's what they're trying to run on. And they saw a little bump, after the Dobbs decision. But okay, so your position, as I understand it, is no exceptions except if it helps save the life of the mother. Is that right? I mean, that's your personal view, right?
Proudly pro-life, and that is my personal view.
Yeah. Okay, but you're saying, well, the legislature isn't going to change anything anyway, so you're kind of relying on the legislature not to what.
That is true, but here's another thing that I've had a lot of conversation with. Banning abortion, I don't think that's the answer. I think making abortion unnecessary is the answer, and that, yeah. So that's really in the same line as these shootings that you're talking about. Let's get help to the people that need it. Every time there's a problem, we throw more money and no one has any idea where to get the help. Let's enlist the religious, the civic groups that are out working, having amazing programs, and let's make sure that women have the true choices that they should have.
I thought you said when it was unnecessary, I thought you were going to recommend that women keep their knees together. But okay, anyway. At least teenagers. All right. Well, hey, we appreciate your joining us. I'm not really doing much these days. So when you get elected, if you need somebody to alienate,
there's going to be a lot of openings.
Constituents. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Mr. Bailey. And we wish you the best as the campaign winds down. Thank you again.
All right. Thank you.